Misfits is finally back with their Misfits 21 event that just happened on Friday. Originally, the main event was supposed to be KSI versus Dylan Dennis for March 29th, but due to KSI's hand injury and him getting sick, it was postponed, along with Misfits 22, which was supposed to have Idris Virgo versus Ty Mitchell, also got postponed. So those two events ended up combining into this new Misfits 21 event, which had Darren Till versus Darren Stewart as the main event and Idris Virgo versus Ty Mitchell as the co-main. Overall, the card on Friday had some fun fights, some upsets, and some intense pro fighting. I didn't really pay attention to the Amir Anderson fight or the Dylan Price fights. I started watching off the card with Wakey Wines versus Mo Dean. That was a fun fight to see. I know a lot of people did not like that fight because of how it did not have the same level of technical ability as the main event. But it was interesting to see Wakey Wines and Mo Dean go in 1 minute round, 5 1 minute rounds. Um, I know a lot. Like I said, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I think we need these types of fights in this scene. It started off with influencer boxing and two unqualified people to enter the ring. This is what we need. This is what influencer boxing is, and I think that we should continue to see these types of fights going forward. The next fight was Joey Knight versus Andrew Housen. Same thing. It was really interesting to see Joey Knight, a fan favorite on Misfits. It's good to see him back in the ring. I think he's pretty good. I think he should probably go for Waleed next, as later down in the card we see Waleed lose to Fox the G. So I think Joey Knight's going to be a great opponent for him to just go in and face. I hope to see him up anytime soon. Now moving on to Fox the G versus Waleed Sharks. Wow, just what a performance from Fox. Waleed did not look like himself out there, and Fox has really improved. It's really impressive to see in just 1 year's time how much he has improved, and to think that he just went the 4 rounds with Waleed and actually beat him. It's very impressive. I'm wondering what Fox's next move is going to be. I think maybe he could maybe fight someone like a Lil Cray Cray or maybe Yuddy Gang or something like that. I think he's going to be in this. He's going to be a valuable asset to Misfits, and I can't wait to see where he goes next. After that, we had Chase Demore versus Tank Tolman. That fight really made me a fan of Chase. To see him get knocked down in 1 round and then get a knockdown himself in the same exact round and then get the KO at the end was really cool to see. Chase has always been on Misfits, always game to fight anybody, and he's made me a fan with this fight. I wasn't really a huge fan of him before because of his skill set, and his perseverance in this fight really made me a fan of his. I look forward to seeing his next fight. You can see that he keeps to every time he throws a jab, he tends to have his chin upwards, and it did get him caught that one time for that knockdown, but overall he managed to get through. Now he's calling out Darren Till. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't think he's gonna be able to beat Darren Till, but it's good to see. I hope he gets that Roman Fury fight eventually. And yeah, uh, Chase, you made a fan out of me. Now on to the co-main event: Idris Virgo versus Ty Mitchell. This fight, it was just one-way traffic. Ty Mitchell was just too good for Idris. Idris really couldn't find his range. He couldn't get on the inside. Ty, being the taller fighter, used his range, picked Idris apart. Idris attempted to try to get on the inside, just could not be able to do it. And yeah, Ty Mitchell won. Idris is claiming that there's a rematch clause on his contract, and he says that he's going to activate it and fight Ty Mitchell again. So I guess we might see the rematch, though I know a lot of people do not want to see that rematch. But hey, I guess it's in the contract. Now on to the main event: Darren Till versus Darren Stewart. What a fight! Great, great, great fight. Darren Stewart coming in strong, gets knocked down in the first round, but then ends up changing the tides in the second and third, and we see the back and forth battle between Darren Till and Darren Stewart, and then in the 8th round, Darren Till knocks down Darren Stewart at the last second. But Darren Stewart manages to make the 8 count. However, the round was over and the fight was over because that was round 8, and it goes to the judges' scorecard in which Darren Till comes out victorious. Overall, I think this was a fantastic card. Like I said before, it had a good mix of pro fights, amateur fights, and influencer fights. It was a great card overall. Great way to bring back Misfits into this year. I know it's been a rough start with the KSI cancellation for Misfits 21. And like I said, I hope to see more of this soon. I hope that we get better and better cards. Now, on to KSI, on whether or not he's going to be returning into the ring. Now, I know there's been some talk about his hand injury. That's why he pulled out of the Misfits 17 fight with Slim and AT. And also, he claims that after he was sick for Misfits 21 against Dylan Dennis, he also had an hand injury. It's gotten worse. He tried to rehab it after Misfits 17, but I guess that did not work. He claims that he needs surgery for this hand, and it looks like it's going to be between 6 weeks to 6 months, which that leads me to believe that I don't think he's going to be fighting anytime this year. And as a KSI fan, I know obviously you want to see him fight back in the ring, but it looks like he's going to be out for the whole year. And I hope that he just heals his hand. I hope he gets that surgery. I hope he rehabs it properly, gets the rest that he needs, and then gets back in the ring, because that's what we all want to see. We all want to see KSI back in the ring. It's almost been 2 years since he lost to Tommy Fury. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about Misfits return with Misfits 21. If you guys want to watch the event or watch any future Misfits event, go see them. They're on DAZN. I just thought I would like to talk about this card, and yeah,